Okay, hi guys again. So I was thinking I'm probably just gonna do a series of videos kind of on this sort of quest I'm going on in terms of sort of this group I want to start and sort of, sorry, people in residence are so loud, it's ridiculous. Um, yeah, anyways, uh, I guess I kind of want to track sort of my thoughts because sometimes I tend to forget things and I'm like, oh, that was a brilliant idea, and then I lose it. So, um, I guess some of my thoughts today, based on experience I kind of had with one of my friends, I could say. Um, I mean, I guess the tricky thing with mental health is um, sometimes it's not necessarily like a choice. Like people who have sort of struggles and stuff don't necessarily choose sort of their symptoms and stuff like that. And the world kind of has this view that people with, I don't know, different disorders or issues, or, everybody has issues, but specifically people who struggle with mental health issues or tend to be viewed as like manipulative or dangerous or that sort of thing. And though I find that maybe there is a small percentage that might, I mean, we can't know that for sure, but that often, like I said, we are shaped by our experiences. And so there tends to be sort of this, I don't know what the word would be, biased or influence from sort of our environment and from sort of our experiences that kind of can dictate sort of the way we react to things. So, not to say that, our experiences are completely responsible, because, I mean, we all have a lot of choice in our lives. We all have a lot of sort of choice despite sort of what happens to us. So, I mean, but I guess what I'm trying to illustrate is like, I feel like in some cases there's a little less choice from people who struggle with mental health because, sometimes emotions get so debilitating that they're solely acting on something that's not necessarily logic or um, not necessarily them or what they would necessarily intend to do in like their normal mind. So I think I just wanted to kind of address that part of stigma because I think there's a lot of um, kind of misconceptions around people who do struggle with those things in the fact that they don't deserve sort of like normal love, or that they should just kind of be kind of stuck in the corner and yeah, treated as if though they kind of like an arm's length, like they don't necessarily deserve like the full amount of love because they're not normal, or because they have these issues, or they're manipulative, or they're just trying to seek attention. And I think that's a pretty bold statement to make, and we need to be careful about that because, like I said, I feel like often sort of statements around people with mental health issues tend to be way overgeneralized, and it's kind of like, oh, those people, crazy people, this is the way they act and stuff. And really we need to think about how we evaluate things on sort of a case to case basis, because I believe that every single person's brain is constructed completely different. And therefore, we can't overgeneralize pretty much anything, because there's always a story behind someone's experiences or actions, um, or how they present themselves. So I think, particularly, I can even like generalize this to like people who have like issues with substance abuse, and they find themselves in the downtown east side or whatever. And a lot of people kind of have this view that, oh, they should get off their ass and get a job, or they're being lazy, or whatever, or they somehow chose, or they deserve to end up there, when in reality, like, we don't know every single person's story. We don't know what happened to them, like, or even like kind of how I was explaining about sort of institutions, and the difficulty around sort of this competitive nature that, like I said, not everybody starts off in the same place. So it's difficult if I mean, it can be literally impossible to analyze every single person's situation and be like, okay, they should have this much responsibility based on these experiences and based on these struggles. Like, I know it's a really difficult thing, but if we adopt the mind frame that, everybody comes from a different place, and everybody has a different journey, and everybody has these different experiences that may not be all positive or similar. And then again, there's the factor of everybody's brain is completely constructed differently, so everyone's going to react to something and in a completely different way. It's like kind of why, when there's an accident, a police officer will get various witness statements, and more often than not, they're all going to be completely different because people perceive things in a different way. So I think it's troublesome to kind of try to put this overall generalization that these people should think this way, this, like, it's a real sign of immaturity when and someone can't necessarily see that, other people have different ways of thinking things, and that it's not just one way. Like, some person's distorted delusions, whatever, are probably very, very valid to them for certain reasons. So, or even the way that people cope with things differently because literally their brains are constructed differently. Their personalities have influence. Um, yeah, there's so many influences around that. So, I think, again, I just wanted to address that particular part of stigma, that we need to remember that everybody has a story, everybody has something completely different that they're going through or that they have gone through. And so to kind of make a general statement about people with mental health is, yeah, it's just wrong, just completely wrong, and just a very uneducated view. And I hope that I can just, through these series of videos, continue to shed some light on some of my thoughts. I'm not claiming to be, an all-knowing individual. I'm just kind of going through a discovery period of this time based on my experiences, based on, friends' experiences that I've had, like, kind of heard of and sort of been there and witnessed. So yeah, I think that's all I have to say about that right now. But I'm hoping to continue making these videos. Like I said, not to lose my thoughts, because sometimes my brain goes like a million miles per minute, and I think things and lose them. So um, yeah, so that's it for tonight, I think. And hopefully I'll continue making videos. And I would really appreciate feedback. If anybody has feedback, please, comment, tell me what you think. Like I said, I don't think I know everything, and I don't think I want to make this group by myself. Like, I think I want it to be a collective effort. And like I said, everybody has different opinions, and yeah, I'd like to hear them. So if you have anything to say, or just whatever, any ideas, something maybe you want me to talk about, or maybe something you want to talk about, you can make a video too and post it on the group. Please do. I'd really appreciate that, because like I said, I don't want to be the only one, because I think change comes in numbers. It can't just be one person being like, this sucks, let's change it. I think we need to be united. So yeah, anyways, I think I've gone on long enough, so I will leave you to respond, and talk to you guys soon. Okay,